Hello, and welcome to another Monday Memo. I'm Pastor David Glesney, Senior Pastor here at St. John's Lutheran Church of Bloomington, Illinois. It's great to have you join us. This week we continue our series called Epiphanies, Seeing the Light Shine. And this week we get to turn the light on as Jesus begins to show us signs of what he is up to in this world, what God has sent him to do, as we get to see the light of God's love for us shine through Jesus Christ during this season. We invite you to join us this weekend. We'll have more information about the rest of the readings and service times with the show notes for this video, so we encourage you to join us for those, to look up those things. You can always find out any information on our website at stjohnsbloomington.org. We invite you to stop by there, or on our Facebook page. You'll find lots of good information there as well. One of the things you can find on our webpage is the news, and there's lots of things going on here at St. John's. There's a couple of things I'd like to highlight today as part of our Monday Memo. Over the last years, we have continued to work with our local area hospitals in praying for patients and the caretakers and the doctors and the nurses and everyone who works there and brings health and healing in these places. And for the second year in a row, we've been working with Advocate Broman as partners in healing in this program. And this year we have been assigned to pray for the patients and staff of the Critical Care Unit, or the CCU, or sometimes known as an ICU, located on the second floor of Advocate Broman's patient tower. The CCU unit has 12 beds, and it's where the most needy, the most seriously ill patients often end up. So to keep them in your prayers, for the doctors, the nurses, and the patients there as well, we will continue to pray for them and about them and ask God's healing gift and strength as they tend to those in need. Also, we have someone new coming on board with us here at St. John's this month. We have a new director of children's ministry. Amy Rademacher will be joining us. She comes to us with an extensive background in education, and she's been a member here at St. John's, so you might know her. She's been hanging around here since 2008, but along with her kids Cooper and Carolyn, who I've had dinner time with a couple of times, supper time. It's gotten to know them a little bit just showing up here. It's been good and interesting. So we give thanks to Andrea for the time that she's worked in the interim, and we look forward to the future direction of this programming as we continue to equip the saints here at St. John's for ministry and life in the world. So getting back to our readings for this weekend, we are, again, seeing some of the signs of Jesus Christ as he comes to shine the light of God's grace on us. And how do we see what God is up to in this world? And this week we go back to the Gospel of John for one of the very first things that Jesus does, the first official miracle, if you will. John calls them signs because they point to something beyond themselves. And it has to do with wine. It has to do with a party. It has to do with a gathering of people, which is a terribly fitting thing for Jesus to begin his ministry with. So today we will start with the Gospel of John, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse. On the 3rd day there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine gave out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to you and to me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now standing there were 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each of them holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water." And they filled them up to the brim. He said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the chief steward." So they took it. And when the steward tasted the water that had become wine and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the steward called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and then the inferior wine after the guests have become drunk. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this, the first of his signs in Cana in Galilee, and revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. A wonderful celebration made even better by the presence of Christ. There's some interesting stuff in there, a little attitude almost from Jesus towards his mother. But we'll take a look at that and see what God is up to as far as shining the light of his grace and mercy upon us through this miracle that happened at a wedding celebration with wine of all things. So we invite you to join us this weekend for worship here at St. John's, or any other time during the week through the multiple opportunities for ministry and worship and learning that are occurring here. Our worship on this weekend, of course, is Saturday at 5, and Sunday mornings we have our traditional service at 8:30, our Community of Joy services at 9:45 and 11. Our Joy Zone for children is also at 9:45, so we invite you to join us for any or all of these activities here at St. John's. We'd love to see you this weekend. Will you close with me with prayer? Gracious Lord, as you come to us in the midst of everyday life, during celebrations and parties, during mourning and loss, during every day from breakfast to night, you are with us and guide us. You strengthen us and fill us with your mercy and your peace. Bless us this week as we go about our tasks, that we may be light to those around us, so they may see in us the love that Jesus brought to us. Amen. God bless. Have a fantastic week, and we look forward to seeing you next week for the Monday Memo.